Oh my God, this is Letterboxd?
Yeah.
Let me lock in.
Go ahead, what's happening?
Let's lock in, all right.
Are you a fan of Letterboxd?
Of course.
Obviously, your father, Denzel, he was the director, and he starred in the film Fences, which is another August Wilson adaptation from stage to screen. How would you describe the legacy and impact of August Wilson's timeless work to you and to your family as a whole?
You know, we come from a culture that reveres its heroes. We come from a culture that declares their name, that says their names and honors them. And August is a name that we're all proud of and connected to in some way. So I think for us to rally together and try to uplift his legacy and put love and respect on his career and all that he stood for, and pass that down to the next generation and show them, people like you know, you're tied to this thing. Hey, your stories are in there.
Yeah, for
sure.
sure.
You take ownership of that too. That's been like paramount to all of us, I think.
We love what we do. By the way, this is some of the illest writing of all time. As an actor, you don't get to come across words like this. When you read it, and when you find the music and the poetry of it, you realize this is some of the illest stuff I've ever. So you're never gonna get bored because August Wilson writes spherically. You know, there's no one way to get there. You know, there's a myriad of ways, and every take you get a shot at it. Every take you get to discover it. And every take, when you're with these incredible artists, you know, when you got Corey doing this thing, when you got Lyman, Ray Fisher, you know, who's doing Shakespeare right now, when you see his dexterity and his way he performs, like, you can't get bored because there's gonna be something new every take.
Just like seeing black stories told on screen, seeing black actors, black faces. I'm sure there was black crew behind the camera. That's important as well. A lot of people talk about on-screen representation, but behind the camera representation matters as well. Could you at all speak on that aspect of the film?
He's spitting, bro.
I think he spoke it all.
Yeah.
No, it's absolutely pivotal and important, and it's one of those things that I consciously or subconsciously, like, it all just kind of came together, right? I mean, it was baked into every aspect of this film. From day one, when we had our first table read and rehearsal, I was like, oh, we're gonna get along just fine. And it wasn't just our department in the acting side of things, but hair and makeup, transpo, everyone, right?
Sam's family was around.
Oh, yeah.
You know, he has family in Georgia. His cousin, I don't know if you know, do you know this?
Yeah.
His cousin was a transpo captain. So his cousin was in charge of, I didn't find out until like halfway through. It was in the middle. I was like, I've been meeting with you once a week. You never told me. So it was so ingrained into everything we're doing. And the idea of family and the idea of community is just that, where it's like, you know, born family and made family, you come together and unite. And that's what happened on this one.
That's what you want. You want to make family, to build family along the way. And I think,
some lifelong bonds now.
Yeah.
Lifelong bonds for sure.
Lifelong
bonds. I mean, you don't have to lean into it. You
I'm
just use your words.
We've been talking about silence as a language.
You've been
critical.
Talking about it.
We've been talking
I've been
about
applying
it.
it.
Hey, let me recalibrate myself. Nothing I do is just out of me. It's in reaction to what we do together.
Thanks.
But I know that she's the single woman in a household that is trying to push her in a certain direction. And she is very clear on what her life has been, what she has witnessed at the piano, through the making of the piano, through the transportation of the piano from Mississippi to Pittsburgh. And so there's a form of stillness that she possesses and becomes more activated as the discussion and the argumentation of the piano not being present occurs. So she's electric as a result of everything beyond the piano that wants her to activate herself.
Your two characters are in opposition of mindset. To me, your character, Boy Willie, he sees the piano as opportunity, right? And Bernice sees the piano as legacy. So how are you able to use this difference in mindset to play opposite of each other on screen?
That's funny you say that, because you could switch them. You could switch those terms, and it could be for both of them.
I agree.
And they both have a similar intention. They want to extend the life of this object so that it can be fruitful for the family. And I think at the end of the day, justice seeking is what's at hand. Justice for the loss of the family members who are represented on the piano. Spiritual justice, financial justice, justice in reclaiming and understanding history. That's what's critical between the two of them and representative in the piano.
Yeah, it's because he does say, like, if you're using it, I'll find another way. You know, so I think he wants his sister to at least understand what he's trying to do and accept it and sort of be on board. And then in that journey, she starts bringing up old stuff like Crawley and then like what you forgetting about your mama and all this stuff, all this thieving and killing. It's like, wait a minute, why are you bringing up old stuff? I just want the approach of it is so different, but I think they ultimately want the same thing.